A small group of ununiformed people can be seen making their way along the path. Even from this distance I can tell where they are coming from, the colouring of their clothes. Okay, so this isn't a foot. There's just no ununiformed people down there. Uniformed people down there, sorry. Hellenian soldiers? Tobias is whispering, but his voice is tense. Seems like it. What are they doing here? I shoot a glance at Gavin, who is also scouting down the group of intruders hidden behind the cliff walls. We have to take them out before they reach the village. Hold on, there's only a few of them. Looks like they're travelling light too, not armed for journeying through the rough terrain here. I'm sure there are any scouts in the area. There must be more of them somewhere else. They've crossed the border, but that doesn't make any sense. Kaya's beyond here, not Helen. They shouldn't be able to enter through here. Looks like your people are in for a surprise. Tobias is silent but restless. He obviously doesn't like leaving them alone like this. I share his emotions, but even with only 3 enemy soldiers down there, if we don't know how many are waiting for them, attacking them would be reckless. They're not heading towards the village, so we can assume that it will stay hidden for a little while yet. We draw back from the edge and head back down to the glowing stone. I believe this is the right time to head back. I just nod. I have to hurry back and inform Simon of this. Oh god. He's not going to like this. Hellenian soldiers in these mountains? I meet with Simon at the inn as always and tell him what we saw. Tobias and Gavin have gone their own ways to decide what to do next. Soldiers? Erin walks to our table to serve us drinks. Her face pales as she hears what we're talking about. She always appears to hear this kind of things. I wonder if she was a stalker in a previous life. What is this? How did these mountains suddenly get so crowded? Seeing her like that makes me want to say something to ease her mind, but Simon interrupts. We have to find out how many they are and possibly the route they are taking, and then we head back immediately. There is no time to waste here any longer. I know someone who might be able to help. Are you going to suggest Gavin? Oh? His name is Aran. He is a spirit. This is not going to go well. He is the spirit of this area. I'm sure he would be an easy task for him. A spirit? You've met him? Yes. That's... Are you sure it's a good idea? I hear spirits can be hard to deal with. It's worth a try. We're already outnumbered no matter what. You're going to ask Aran for help? Yes, why? Aran, he just watches. He has never done anything to work either against or with us. This is his land. Do you think he would work to keep us here? Her tone suggests otherwise. It's strange to see her downtrodden like this again. Usually she acts so positive. I don't know. Neither do I. She lifts her tray and turns around to leave. Are we just all fucked? Is this where... We've got to that point, haven't we? Well, if you talked to him before, then maybe he could be reasoned with. Do you want me to come with you? No, it's probably better if I talk to him alone first. So far, people haven't been very receptive to Simon's presence. I'm not sure how Aran would react yet, so I better not take him with me right away. I don't think he'd care in the slightest. Why would he? With that in mind, I leave the inn and Simon behind. Oh my god. Do we even know where he resides? We don't, do we? So, the mountains is where Aran was near, but we met him in the forest / or lake. I don't remember which. Oh, fuck it. Alright. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tigger by its toe. If it squibbles, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The lake it is. There we are. That might not even be it. I don't remember. I haven't told it since I was like 8. The forest is silent, save for the occasional sound of birds singing, and the surface of the lake is still. Aran? I tried to search the place, but it doesn't take me long for me to be sure that he's not here. Alright, so the forest it is. It is peaceful among the trees, as if humans had never set here and threatened the lives of the forest's inhabitants. Yeah, alright, ecology warrior. I close my eyes and reach out my senses in an attempt to catch trace of Aran's presence, but I find nothing. Not here. I open my eyes again and look around a last time. Is he just standing there, leaning against a tree? No. Where could he be? Well, there's only one place he could be. I feel I have a decent guess here. Aran, I need to talk to you. I call out carefully, feeling a little silly to be talking out loud when I'm all alone. There's no answer, and I continue walking while looking around for a clue as to his location. Aran. Oh, okay, so we did have to go here first. Oops. There is a sound of something dragging and sliding along the ground somewhere nearby. I stop and look around to find out what it was. My hand is already resting on the hilt of my sword. I take a few steps ahead and suddenly notice several feathers scattered on the ground below a cliff. Then I hear the sound close by again and a shadow moves above me. Surprised, I step back and draw my sword, finding myself staring up at a large reptilian figure resting on the cliff above me. What is it you're interrupting me? You're shitting me. This is Aran? You said he was a spirit, not a fucking dragon. Is it a dragon? Is that his face? My eyes grow wide as I stare up at this great creature that slowly turns its scaly head towards me. The remains of a large dead bird lies by his claws. The sun is standing behind him, so I still can't see his details clearly, but it was definitely the lizard that spoke to me. You? I can see a hint of a large smile spreading on the lizard's lips. It is a strange sight. He crawls further forward and the light falls so I can see his features more clearly. So it is you. You called for me? Yes, I did. Hi. At least you're not the dragon that killed us all. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of expecting that. Aran? Are you surprised? I'm at a loss for words. My sword is still held up in defense in front of me. There is no reason to fear. I still have no reason to want to hurt you. What do you mean, still? One word changes that sentence slightly. His eyes are glittering with intelligence. I'm sure they are. It's strange how expressive he looks in this form, in contrast to how I almost have never seen him display any emotions while in human shape. It's almost absurd. I believe you were searching for me. Yes, I have something I need to talk to you about. Is that so? Humans rarely come up here wanting to talk so seriously with me. I can tell it's important. Well done. Captain fucking obvious over here. The lizard slides down behind the cliff to reach my level and disappears from my sight just for a moment. Then Aran steps in front of me again. So? Could you just stay in your lizard form? You look cooler. He looks human again and his face is unexpressive as ever. This is just too strange. I've never had to do with spirits before. Since meeting one is so rare, is this how they all are? Was that your true form? My true form? No, it wasn't. This isn't it either. Also, did he eat a bird? As a lizard, but as a human? What does he eat then? Birds? Bit weird. None of my forms are more true than the other. I am simply me, however I choose to present myself as one or the other. I see. I don't see. He keeps looking at me with his cold eyes without saying any more. I realise that I am still pointing my sword at him and quickly lower it. It's true I have something to talk to you about. I feel you're not going to help us, but I'm going to see it anyway. I and a couple of others went into the mountains and noticed a group of intruders from the country Helen. Intruders? He almost tastes the word. Yes, he doesn't believe they're intruders, I imagine. These soldiers are a threat to the town and to this country. I was hoping to ask for your help. My help? We need to find out how many there are and their positions so we can act accordingly. You're going to fight these intruders, if necessary. Again, he just watches me relentlessly for several seconds. His unreadable gaze makes me feel uncomfortable. I already noticed them, these strangers from the north. They entered the area 8 nights ago. What, you knew? They haven't moved much. It seems they are waiting for something. I cannot say that I am not curious. So many humans have never roamed these mountains before. However, to me, you could all be the intruders. I do not wish for the petty quarrels of humans of these lands. Yep, thought so. I understand, but if we don't stop them now, then I fear that things will only grow worse. Then what? Now that this has come to your attention, will your master send his soldiers here to secure the borders, or will he leave it as is? Aran shakes his head, and with a slight hint of displeasure crosses his face. I do not intend to get involved in your problems, but if need be, then I will protect what is mine. I'm not sure what it means. His tone tells me that his decision doesn't necessarily bode well for us either. I think he's more worried about the evil corporate bastards coming along with their soldiers and securing borders. He's probably right, to be fair. Can you at least tell me how many there are? I have noticed about 20 of them. Oh, fuck. Only a few then? Definitely not enough to be an invading force. But what are they waiting for? They arrived almost a week ago, and he says that they are apparently waiting for something. Were they waiting for us? If our journey had continued as planned, then we would have eventually crossed paths with them. How would they know? The timing is just too perfect. Simon? What else is it? What else could it be? Who else would do that? I beg Simon. Thank you, Aran. You've been a great help. You really haven't. Realising I'm not going to get an answer, I make a small bow in gratitude and leave the place behind. Around 20, he said, and they were waiting for us. Yes, he said that they were waiting for something, but it has to be us. Oh, okay, so it might not be us. Gotcha, I get the subtle little hints. There is no real invading force in such small numbers, but it's the right number for an ambush on a small group like ours. Besides, they appeared at just the right time. If we had continued as planned, we would have run into them already. You're right, but how? This was a secret mission. Almost no one knew about it. Lady Adelaide? Then, in that case, she's the... There are two characters it could be. No one else knew. So it had to be someone from our group, and it wasn't me, so it's Simon or Adelaide. Let's hope it's Adelaide. I always thought she was a bit of a cock anyway. So that means that someone has been leaking information. But who, as Simon said, almost no one outside the Templar themselves were told this. And there were no one taken from the outside who could have acted as a spy. Spies? This changes the situation. We no longer have any time to waste. The force is small, sir. Do we just leave it alone? We leave tomorrow. It is important the capital is informed of this. If needed, we will then return. Simon sighs, looking troubled. I have always admired his ability to always stay strong and make the right choices without a moment's hesitation, but we are so far away. If we go back, then it would take days, both there and back. And then we come up and try and border it off, and Aran would eat everyone. I'm questioning your judgment, Simon. What would happen in the meantime? Thank you for your hard work, Lena. I will prepare for the journey, get some rest for now. Right. Simon leaves me behind, but even though I know he means well, I just can't get myself to relax and wait. Besides, I think he is underestimating my condition. Restlessly, I look down the street, wondering what to do with myself. Outskirts, Main Street, Inn. Alright, Main Street. I want to see what Tobias... He must have some sort of idea as to what's going on. Let's speak to him about it. I stand in the main street looking at the sky. Grey skies are creeping past above. No, they're not. Blocking out the last rays of sunlight, and the air feels heavy. No, they're not. Standing there, I notice Tobias approaching me. Did you talk to Simon? Yes, we're leaving tomorrow. He nods. You'll get reinforcements, most likely. I don't feel like talking about this again, and it's not like I can expect Tobias to agree with anything I have to say. I can't let you do that. I just look at him without knowing what to say to that. Won't let us? You can't leave this place with the intention of bringing the war here. Then what would you do? Fight the intruders yourself? If we have to? You really want to stop us? Yes, I see. We fall silent, then as nothing more is said, Tobias just turns around and leaves. I can feel the cool touch as the first tiny droplets of water fall on my face with the grey sky above. No, they're not. I want to avoid just speaking to Gavin in general. I think he's a bit of a penis. Leonard, did you manage to find Aran? Yes, he told me he'd already seen the soldiers and their approximate number. I see, so he helped you out after all. Aran looks almost disappointed. Then what now? Are you leaving? Yes, tomorrow. You'll come back here with more soldiers, won't you? Huh? Since the enemy was spotted here, you're going to get more soldiers and fight them off. Well, yes, most likely, although it is not certain that I will be one of them. I guess it was to be expected. We can't escape even up here. Aran's expression has turned dark. There is a small smile on her lips, but it doesn't look sincere at all. They're never going to leave us alone. But this is for your best. If we beat the enemy, then there won't be any need for you to run and hide anymore. If only Tobias would be willing to help, I could stay and... Enemy? I am shocked as Aran's loud, clear voice cuts through the air and my worlds trail off. Her eyes, I've never seen her like this before. Don't say that we are just running away. But you are! Why else would you all be hiding up here? Running away solves nothing. We can't just ignore the problem. So what, I should pick up a sword and fight your enemy like you do? You don't even know what the problem is. How can you say that? Open your eyes, Lena. Please realise what you're doing. You can't bring them here. For a moment, the two of us are just looking at each other in the eyes in silence. Aran's expression is a mix of anger and plea. I shake my head. I'm going to do whatever I have to. You must understand that. With that, I turn around on my heel and leave the place without looking back. Aran doesn't call out for me. And now we have Gavin. See, a certain amount of politics are coming into this game, and I can kind of understand their plight, and then I'm going to call them very naive afterwards. If someone invaded Switzerland tomorrow, what would happen? Exactly. So, obviously you can't just not pick a side. If there's an evil, you know, let's just say World War II, for example, if there's an evil guys and good guys, you can't just be like, oh, no, I'm staying out of this. And then when the enemy comes and invades you, then what? It's politics, alright? I'm not about to go into it. You need to think about these things. Oh, well.